All right, welcome to Fierce Friday. My name is Stephanie Dawn, and I'm the chair of the Million Mom Movement Council, and I'm joined here by my beautiful fellow mama bears, Carmela Velarde, Taz Ferreira, Jody Parker, and Naiva Flory. And I'm excited for our presentation today. Today is Business Forward, and we are going to be talking with four-star crown Ian Farrar. And before we do, we have a little preamble. we're gonna read the pledge, and then we have this new segment called In the News, and we've got some exciting news for you. If you ever come up with news and you'd like us to share here on Fierce Friday, please reach out to us, message us, predominantly on Facebook, and we will consider it for our In the News segment. And without further ado, I think I'm calling on Taz for today. Are you there, Taz?
Absolutely. So welcome everyone. Thank you all for being a little patient with us this morning. You know, it happens. So how I find my pledge, right? This pledge is an incredible tool that we can send everyone. And I normally find it on the Purium app. In the Purium app, we have a whole section on the Million Mom movement. And when you go there, you have the pledge, and our pledge is attached to our gift card codes. So you can use this to send it out to people. Does this resonate with you? Are you a mama bear? Are you a caregiver, a papa? Who cares about what's going into our food and our environment? So just send it out. So, I'm going to read a pledge, and then after, maybe we can have a challenge together, okay? I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and are free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels, educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement. And as you notice, Million Mom Movement, MOM, is in capital letters because this is the movement of many. This is open to caregivers, papas, aunties, and uncles, anyone who has this level of awareness. So I was talking about that challenge. So this is a challenge. This is a challenge I present to you. Why don't we send 5 of these pledges that's in our Purium app today? Send it out to at least 5 people and see how they respond. Ask them, does this resonate with you? That's a great tool that we can use in our business and in our life and to push our movement forward. So back to you, Steph. Well,
okay. So in order for me to do this, I need for Jody Parker to be made a co-host. I don't know if you can hear me, Scott, but if you could please unmute Jody Parker, Carmela Velarde. 1 second here.
I'm here.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. How long we've been doing this now for? Oh, just a few years. Okay. So, well, Jody, I'm so glad you're here today. And would you do me the honor of sharing that wonderful news piece that you found a couple weeks ago on plastic? I think that it's really apropos, considering where we're at with how many tons, hundreds of thousands of tons of plastic that we as a corporation have saved from the environment, but still we're mitigating all manner of, just plastic at every turn. So will you share that, Jode?
Yes, I'm happy to do that. I'm going to share my screen, everyone, so you can see this article. So this is fascinating because BPA has been something that we've been talking about in plastics for years. If you don't know, BPA is an endocrine disrupting chemical, meaning it messes up your hormones. It acts as an estrogen mimic and is causing all kinds of problems in the environment and for humans. And the way that they measure BPA, the FDA has a certain amount of you're allowed this level of exposure, but they just started finding a new way to experiment to figure out how much BPA are we actually being exposed to. And they found that we're being exposed to 44 times more than we thought because of the way the FDA was in here. I will copy and paste this for you into the chat so you can read along with me, because I don't need to read it for you. But because of the way that they were testing, it was a faulty way of test the exposure. And so they have revamped that, come up with a new way, and are finding that it's 44 times higher than the FDA actually allows. And sorry for the pictures on the side of the screen. I can't control the website. And you can also see here too, right here. Can you see my arrow on my screen? Okay, good. What are the chemicals? Parabens, BPA, and triclosan. So those are things. So BPA is in your plastics. Parabens are preservatives in things like your shampoo and your lotion and your skincare that also act as endocrine disruptors. And then finally, triclosan, that's what you see in all of that hand sanitizer that everybody has been using for the last couple of years. Super toxic, don't use it, skip it, just wash your hands, please. But I'm gonna throw this up, but that is why we at Purium, and here, let me hit everyone in meeting. Here is the copy of that for you guys. That's why it's so important that we're going plastic free and that we're going petroleum plastic free, no petroleum products, because these BPAs, the triclosans, the parabens, and there's a whole bunch more, that's just 3 of them, are getting into our system because of all of these petroleum products we're using. And so, Steph, if you don't mind, I'm just going to toss it straight over to Carmela, because we have a new initiative here at Purium that's amazing, and I'm going to let you take it away.
We do, Jody, and I'm so excited and passionate about it. If you had not tuned in to last week's Dave Sandoval's Earth Takeover, please go to our YouTube and check it out and send it to many, many people. And what you could do even as a follow-up to that is share something that I'm not sure everybody is privy to, because they may not be friends direct to Dave Sandoval. So here's our Earth Day Takeover in our Million Mom Movement YouTube channel. And if you go to, well, some of you may not be his friend, but please friend him. He's the founder and formulator of our company, and he's so much to say about plastics, the Plastic Free Initiative. So he announced this week, 2 days ago, that we have an alliance, a plastic repackaging alliance, a 501c3. So we are so committed. We created a 501c3 that we are going to be creating an organization that educates the public and promotes the concept of plastic-free commerce. So this is just next level about our commitment levels. And it's so important to see there are 11 ways that we resolve to do this. And it's really impeccable what Dave is sharing here. So one, friend him, number one, so you can continue to see what he's been putting out, maybe under the radar even from everyone else in the company at the moment. But we've saved over 156,000 tons of plastic, and everyone in the wellness world knows that right now the microplastics are an issue in our waters, in our food system, in our world. So we have a direct answer. And really our focus is that we want to promote this commerce, but also what will it be doing? We want to attract all the conscious Earth planetary wellness people in the world, because if they believe in what we have, then they're going to just shift to the lifestyle that so directly is a solution. So it's about educating the public, but I love this part here, creating public facing events, advertisement, PR, PSAs that celebrate the companies that join in our initiative as well, and our belief systems, aligning with other like-minded business and public organizations as American Sustainable Business Associations. They're going to be hosting eco fundraisers. This is all our community. So this is what's to be in the future, guys. We launched this plastic free initiative, but then look at all the amazing things that we're going to be doing to inspire not just our Purium community, but the world with how we can move towards it in commerce. So yes, we are pioneering. We are pioneering, and we have not just the lifestyle of food that we can back up to help people make the shift, but we all know that in order to seek change, we need to seek in the world. We need to begin our own journey. So with that, I'm complete. I pass the word on.
Beautiful, Carmela. It is so exciting. It is so inspiring. And this is really it for me. I mean, it's this level of consciousness, which is why I said yes 6 years ago to this company. So maybe that's the same for many of you as well in this community. All right, without further ado, Jody Parker, I'm so excited for today's interview with Dad Crown, 4-star Crown, Ian Farrar. Take it away, Jode.
I'm excited about this too. So, movement of many, right? MOM. So, we need to hear from the dads. We always bring in everybody. We bring in these high-ranking Purium people that are moms, but we need to hear from the dads. And we were discussing one day, and I'm like, I'm calling Ian. Ian is the founding brand partner of Purium. Like, he was there in the very, very beginning. So, Ian Farrar, welcome this morning.
Thanks, Jody. Could you hear me?
I can hear you from your car.
Yeah, from my car. We're actually we're in the process of a move 30 days from now. So we're actually 31 days from now. So we're just looking for some new pieces for my stepson's bedroom.
Oh, nice. See, dad life.
Exactly. Dad life. Haven't had a job for 26 years. For all of those who don't know me, I actually shared the idea with Amy at the Natural Products Expo in Baltimore, Maryland in 2001 and a half. And I said that you guys really got to take these products network marketing because people really need them. And I love network marketing. I just couldn't align myself with any opportunity at the time because most of the products are really inferior to my standards because I've been living this healthy lifestyle for a long time. So in 2003, I got a phone call from Dave Sandoval and put in my lap what I always wanted. In 2003, the company was a lot different. Product lineup was pretty much the same with the exception of Zinc Aid and Biomedic and the Beet Juice and the MVP Sport. But, I knew that there was going to be a bigger opportunity down the road. And I'm 19 years into this. So for those of you that are new into network marketing, the opportunity really, really couldn't be better. In terms of what we have to offer, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis when it comes to earning income. And I wouldn't say I'm a stay-at-home dad because my son's 22, he's already out of the house. He pretty much is moving and grooving in life. My wife does have a son who's my stepson. He's with us every other week. But I've been pretty available from a fathering standpoint. 9 to 5 never really got in the way. I mean, prior to Purium, going full time, I had a nutritional brokerage, but I made my own hours and I went from health food store to health food stores rather, repping, Dave and Amy's, Pure Planet product line and other great high quality superfoods. But, I always loved the concept of network marketing and duplication. And here I am today. So I don't want to continue to talk. We get Jody. If you have questions for me, we could go from here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's start there with network marketing and the beauty of the business plan. And literally the sky's the limit, both with your schedule and your travel ability and your ability to leverage your time and the people around you. So talk about that, the model of network marketing.
The model of network marketing is amazing. Of course, with a great product line, it's the best business model. There are a lot of other companies out there, and I'm not going to knock them, that have mediocre products at best, but they have a really great business plan. We all use the business plan of network marketing, but of course, there's different colors and there's different sizes in terms of compensation plans and structure. But overall, I think Purium is the best of the best when it comes to a network marketing opportunity with $50 gift card marketing system, weekly pay. I mean, I really didn't have a lot of these things to play with when I got started, but network marketing has really afforded me the freedom. I mean, I've been a multiple 6-figure yearly earner for many years. I've made millions of dollars with Purium, from the comfort of my home, or for the comfort of my phone. I mean, most people can't really remember. I think you could remember, but people that are in their 40s and 50s that, I didn't have a cell phone when I first got started in this business. Okay. I was pretty much, I had a beeper and used to put up ads and on bulletin boards and laundry mats about the product or service that I was selling at the time. I mean, for most of you, I, you know, I've had long-term relationships with people. I mean, there are people in my organization that have been with me for 10 to 26 years. I mean, Joel Calandrillo, who's a frontline crown to me, he's been with me for 26 years. So this business is all about relationships, and people follow you because of your relationship, not your smoke and whistle of a comp plan or product. Because as we hear in this industry, there are a lot of people that, go from company to company. The best advice that I could leave all of you is that stick with the right thing for long term, like I have. I mean, September 25th is my 19th year anniversary, and the 20's coming up. And some of the people that I know in the industry have been with their companies for 25 to 30 years, and they've been incredibly successful over a long period of time. So that's what you want. You want to be successful for a long period of time with one company. And people are looking for what we have. I mean, these eco initiatives. I mean, I don't use anything on my body that has any methylparaben, propylparaben, propylene glycol, all that. I mean, I've been living this lifestyle a long time. And the fact that the company's congruent with all those things is fabulous. So from a dad standpoint, because there's a lot of women in Imperium that really do a bang up job, and congratulations. I'm really happy that I placed an idea in the right person's mind to create this opportunity for all of you. Okay. And I don't take that lightly. I mean, I show up every day and I'm building my business like I was in the beginning. People think they're like, oh, I'm just sitting back and, making retirement income, which I do have. I mean, I don't need to work this. I don't need to work this. And I'm going to say that again. I don't need to work this because I have a residual that really takes great care of me. But I'm not about retiring. I'm about engaging with people about what we have to offer from the opportunity standpoint in this new economy that we're in, that's going to be with us for a while, as well as, health.
Well, let's take the health, because I'm guessing most of you on the call don't realize that Ian has been a professional cyclist for most of his life. And I want to talk about your experience with these products as a sportsman and how they've supported you, because that's not a topic we typically talk about. We talk about nutrition all the time, but how are our sports products unique in the industry?
Imperium products are exceptional. I mean, I'm a gold medalist and 2-time silver medalist in my home state of Connecticut. I wasn't quite professional. I just kind of got derailed a little bit by a parent at the time, and I took a break from the sport, but then I got back in the sport. I've raced, lots of different places, and, for me, products are second to none when it comes to pre and post workout, when it comes to really, really optimizing your potential. Super Amino 23 was and still is a go-to. I mean, I still ride 20 to 25 miles a day. I'm not really doing the hours that I did in the past because there's no reason. I just like ride my bike for about an hour and a half, come back, I recover. I got my whole routine. I think everyone on the phone uses a lot more than their 50 BV or their 100 BV or their 200 BV. I mean, Imperium people tend to use a lot of products like I do. And I'm still into performance when I really want to get a personal best, like up the climb that we live off of in Colombia, or do like a 20-minute. I mean, I do a 20-mile time trial and see if I could, beat my previous time. But the products are really awesome. And that's why I really wanted a product line like this with network marketing, because there's such demand, and the majority of the other products out there are inferior. If you look at all the biggies in network marketing that sell athletic products, so-called wellness products, you're gonna find. Sorry, I had an Amber Alert beep in. Could you still hear me, Jody?
I can, yeah. Sorry, I was muted.
Okay, so you're gonna see the maltodextrins, the sucralose. You're gonna see the whey protein. You're gonna see a lot of those things that are really not good for the body. And I know, of all people, you're a stickler for ingredients and full disclosure about what's in products. And so have I. I mean, I just look at a label and I kind of know when you see other ingredients, more often than not, it's not good. There should be no other ingredients other than the food itself. Now, as Dave and Amy have been manufacturing a long time, and they're pretty committed are super, super committed to really providing, the best of the best of the products, for us. So athletically, it's winning. From a business standpoint, it's super winning. And I'm happy that several people in my organization have reached 5-star crown before me. Okay, Troy Casey and Melissa Hansen, and that's awesome. Okay, listen, it's still in my overall organization, but it's nice to see that people could outrank you. So when people say this is a pyramid scheme, it's quite the opposite. Okay, when someone could actually, go to a higher rank and actually make more income than you, it's pretty fabulous.
Okay, so here's something that's interesting. You started with billboards and a beeper, right?
Mhm.
With the cork boards and putting that up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you still carry your gift cards with you everywhere. And I've heard you tell the stories, but most people haven't, about how you give them out. So give people an example of what it's like, because you do it in your everyday life. It's just like your business card, and you walk around and you talk to everyone, and people, they get the concept, but what does that actually look like when you're out and about and you're introducing Purium to a brand new person?
Well, I hopefully we continue to have those physical cards, because I'm not sure if they're going to go away or not. But I do have them with me often, and I start conversations with people wherever I go, people that I don't know. The people that wind up really building big with you are the people you don't know. Okay, and there's a lot of people that I didn't know, but they know me, and I know them now, and they've been in my organization for a long period of time. I mean, Joel brought in 2-star crown Eric Misch at a corner cafe, organic cafe in South Florida. So from that conversation, has led to, adding 50,000 people to my organization or more. So the magic question for me is, are you open to taking your health, fitness, and your income to the next level? If they say yes, I say, well, let me ask you another question. Which one of those are you interested in? So then that helps me guide the conversation and send them a video, and then hopefully follow up. Okay, doesn't really work all the time, trust me. Just because I've reached 4-star crown doesn't mean that I enroll everyone that I meet and talk to. Okay, human beings can be quite, particular at times, if you know what I mean. So
People are people-y.
I walk and I talk. Yeah, people are people. Yeah.
And so what tools do you use in your business as you're growing more than anything? Like you just talked about sending a video, so you're using the app.
Yeah, I'm using the app. I know we recently got boards, which is kind of like a condensed version of what's on the app, which is really cool. Yeah, I really love the app. I mean, in terms of all the videos, I have my videos that I share with people based on conversation. And then the key to this business is following up. You can't wait for people to call you. I mean, I've enrolled 1,439 people in network marketing. Okay, that's a lot of people over time if you just do the math, and built an organization of thousands of people over time. So it's consistency, which is really key.
And that's the message I think you want to get across for those of you who are new, or even if you've been in this for a while. You're at 19 years. Like, this didn't come a year in. How long did it take you to get to where you are now?
Well, I really want to give people perspective, because they're like, oh my God, it's going to take, me 19 years to make a 6-figure income or multiple 6-figure income. That's not true. What we have in place, I mean, for example, I think she's on, but Michelle Bursma been with the company a year. Okay. And she has, hit crown, and I think 2-star crown pretty recently. Okay. So that's an example. I mean, you have a woman by the name of Christine Roseberry from Italy recruited into the United States, and she's gotten to the level, I think, of 3-star crown. So the thing is, there are people that are accelerating through the program, of course, because of the people that they're teaming up with. Okay. And what we have to offer. Okay. Listen, it's really key that you focus on speaking to the right people, in this business. I mean, that's my best advice for people, because it's about recruiting even and up people that see what you see, if not a greater vision than you. If you meet someone that happens to be, a networker, someone in network marketing, that could be positive and negative. Okay. It could be them bringing a lot of baggage that they've had from their past experiences, or someone that's really looking to do the work and build a business with you. So there's lots of different formulas for success in this, but just sticking with it, for a long period of time. I mean, I was the first crown. I hit crown in 2013. So I'm coming up on my 10th anniversary of hitting crown, and I've ranked up from there, considerably. But I've built a very, very strong foundational business, and that's what you want. Okay, this is like a retirement that not indexed to the stock market, which could have some serious challenges given market forces. Whereas if people continue to consume our products and we keep on offering value, that's a nice annuity every month.
And you're talking about building, and you've talked about that strong foundational business. You've got people like Sonia Magruder, Melissa Hansen. Those are the people that are on your team. Can you just, for those who have that goal, give us some of the qualities you notice in the people who go fast and who get to those leadership positions? What are their main qualities, so that when they're looking for somebody out there, you don't want your best friend to do it necessarily. You want somebody who has that drive. What's that drive? What's that look like? What are those qualities?
Oh, wow. It's like I found myself a few times and it's had a really great outcome. Okay, so like I said, you want to recruit even and up. You want to recruit people who see what you see, if not a greater vision than yourself. I consider myself a network marketing professional. Been in the business 26 years. Haven't been in full time 26 years. I've been full time a little less than that. And the majority of my success has come from Purium. I was involved with companies prior to that, was successful in those, but it just really wasn't quite there all the way. So you want people that are driven. You want people that are very resilient, given what happens in their life. I mean, life happens. I mean, there's lots of stuff, whether it be family, whether there's life happens. But in spite of anything that's happened in my life, the one thing that's always been consistent is my business. It's like, whenever there's challenges in my life, I always find solace in helping people with what we have to offer.
So the message is consistency, passion, and drive. Is that a good summary?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, Michelle Bergman said fueled by, I didn't see what the rest of she said, but, we got some serious, mommy, mega awesome players, in Purium that are just great. And that's the great thing about this business. When you find people, or people find people that are better than you, winning. I got no problem with that. But I'm just as engaged as I was when I first started. Listen, I was very lucky when I first started because, Dave had a radio show in New York and I got all the leads. I enrolled 400 people in 1 month. So if you think you're doing good, think about those numbers. But at least I had the leads to call and I had to make the calls. So the conversion was pretty high because people wanted the organic commute and they wanted the other products at the time. So that was a great month.
It was a great month. Yeah, I would say so, right? So when you're talking about, you're looking for these people, the consistency, the drive, they're being pushed by their why. And you just said something that I think is really relevant for everybody out there. As a leader, you're still showing up, and talk about how the way the leader leads affects what the team does. And what those set.
You probably heard this before. The speed of the leaders, the speed of the group. It's like when you're taking a pull on the bike. There's people that are stronger and weaker. But of course, if you're going into a field sprint and you're like a few miles from the finish, you're going to want the people really strong in front of you, breaking the wind. So it's super important to keep the miles per hour high or kilometers per hour high, keeping the power, the wattage high. And in this business, it's better to be consistent over a long period of time than to moonshot. Like, oh, I make this big run and then, I'm not really anywhere to be found the next month. That's why you see people like they rank and then they don't re-rank again. But the people that rank and then build off that rank because they're building a team which builds momentum and they move into the next month, it's pretty exciting. Now it takes time to find good people. I'm gonna be realistic, okay? This business is not easy, but it's worth it. You probably heard people say that before. I mean, Jody, you've been with us for a while. You built up to a pretty healthy level. And there's ups and downs in this business. Okay. We deal with, dysfunctional people, to be honest with you. Okay. I wish everyone was thinking like us. I'm just being real, because I've been there, done that, heard it. And, people actually have to qualify to do business with me these days. I'm not going to spend the time with people that are not on point. Okay, so don't waste time with people. The biggest regret that I have in this business over almost 30 years is wasting time with the wrong people. You have these great visions of how great they can be. That's not what it's about. They're going to have the greatest vision about how they're going to participate in their business, not the other way around. Oh, I met this woman. I met this guy. He could be so awesome. Is he thinking that way about himself? So that's all I have to say regarding
Well,
that.
that's why we call it the transformation company, right? Because as you transform, right? So
Right.
what's been your biggest hurdle in your personal transformation in getting to here?
Could you be more clear with your question, Jody?
Yes. So it really is, this business kind of puts up in your face where you need to grow. So what was that for you? What was that moment for you? Or like, oh, I have to grow through XYZ.
Okay, this is, in December of 2012, my last big line, Vibrant Health, the makers of Green Vibrance. Actually, Dave and Amy actually mixed that product for Vibrant Health, and I knew the source of where the product was coming from. That's why I rep Vibrant Health. Long story short, they let me go the day after Christmas. I was making around 10 to 15,000 a month with that company, and it was literally baptized by fire. I'm going full time in network marketing because I have no choice other than that, because I wanted to be done with the brokering business, and it was the best gift that person gave me, that let me go and gave my business, my territory to somebody else. And in October of that year, I enrolled Kathy Agata, who's passed on now, but very successful in the industry. And I knew that I was going to be okay. That January, my check was $2,000. So I went from making 10 to 18 grand a month to $2,000 a month. And I was like, I'm going to blow this up. Like, I didn't be like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Okay. I just really want to give people perspective. Okay. And the following January, my check was $32,000. Okay. And I've been making that type of income for close to 10 years now. Okay. And I'm not finished. Okay. I will be the first royal crown in the company. Okay. Because I know the structure is needed and I'm working on that right now. So I'm just putting everyone on notice. If someone happens to get there before me, that's okay. But I'm just telling you right now, I'm working my third leg big time because, my two other legs have multiple crowns in them. That's what you want. That builds that serious, strong foundation. I really want to give people perspective because I know comp plan and I know what's needed for this plan. So you could go to 5-star crown on 2 legs. It's not a comp plan training, but the third crown leg is really the key to the kingdom in terms of that $1 million a year income. So it really depends on what your goals are. I mean, if you want to make an extra $50,000 a year, you can achieve that. You want to make an extra $100,000 a year or replace your income with what you're currently doing, you can achieve that. But I always got involved in network marketing to make, $500,000 to, which I've, pretty much done with Purium, to $1 million a year. Talking real numbers, asking people like, what are you looking to earn in your business? Because I'm going to tell you exactly what needs to happen if you want to earn that, right? Customer program, one could easily add $24,000 a year, $36,000 a year or more if you're a massive customer gatherer. But if you really want to build wealth and you want to build freedom income, you got to rank into the plan.
Uh-oh, looks like we lost him for a second there. Is he gone? He disappeared off my screen. Oh, there he is. Ian, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry. I was just
No worries.
really in a quick thought process there. So if you really, if you want to get to that bigger income, you got to rank into the plan. And the thing is, the one thing that's not talked about a lot is the check matching part of the compensation plan. That's a direct correlation of you helping people win. And that pays 4 levels. It pays 3 levels up to 5-star crown and goes to a 4th level. Big percentage, and then a bigger percentage when you get to Royal Crown too. So, I mean, that's a 6-figure income by itself for me every month, just the check matching. Okay. That's the residual. People reordering products and check matching are the residual in the plan. So those are key indicators of how you're doing to build your team. Follows the enrollment tree, not placement. I'm not a big advocate of placement. Okay. Hear me out. I'm not a big advocate of placement. It follows enrollment tree. You got to build your business. If someone gets placed and that leg goes crazy, give me no check matching for you because you had no real impact on it. So that's my like my ways around today.
No, that's awesome. Are you open to answering questions from the field?
Sure.
Sure. So I think this is a good time because I'm seeing a bunch of stuff come up in the chat. So if you have a question, use that reaction button at the bottom of your screen and you can raise your hand, and then you come to the front of our screen and I can see you, and then I can unmute you. So if you have a question out there, go ahead and raise your hand. Not everybody at once here. Come on. It's showing up in the I'm seeing people going, placement, what's that? They love talking about it, about the comp plan. Okay, there we go. All right, Angelo, you are at the front of my screen, so you're up. I'm unmuting you.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Ian. Always great to listen to you talk, man. You know so much about this. I appreciate you. I want to pick your brain a little bit about a lot of things. What I hear from people, we have this fast start incentive in Imperium, which I think is wonderful. But I always hear a lot of people saying, I want to go slow. I want to do it my way. And what is your take on that? Because I've heard mixed things about that.
Well, listen, this is a business of people, and I've been there, done that, and heard it over my almost 30-year career. I said, listen, it's painful to go slow. Okay. Whereas it's much better to go fast, in my opinion. But there are time frames for people that want to earn the bread. And then there's the slower time frames. So it's really up to the individual. I don't pressure anybody. I mean, we enrolled two young men last night. They're actually my nephew and his partner. These kids are anomalies. They're 23, 24 years old. They already have like a record label. They're already like in real estate. They're hustling. So we enrolled them last night, and I painted the picture. I go, this is what's available to you from now, the next 10 days, the end of next month. And I put it out there for them. Now it's up to them to, share videos and get me on the phone with people, So the thing is, a lot about a person's 1 through 10, 10 being gangbusters intention in 30 days. 30 days. Okay. It's not what you say, it's what you do. So your mouth can move all day and every day, but it's the action. I mean, there are people that are putting up some really great numbers, in their first week or 2 weeks, and how many people do you know that eat? You know what I mean? The whole concept here. Let me just open the door for my wife. So those are the questions that I like to ask. Now, when I sit down with somebody that enrolls, of course, I see potential in everybody. But like I said, it's not about me seeing the potential in them. It's them seeing the potential in themselves. Just like I said previously, oh my God, this person could be so great. They have to see themselves becoming greater. Okay, so if you want to work your business slow, that's fantastic. I'll take your calls, but I'm looking to work with people that want to go fast.
Thank you. Thank you, Ian.
You're welcome.
Okay, Camille, you're up next. Can you hear me? I see you.
Hey, thanks so much for this call today. It's been really informative. I appreciate you, Ian.
Welcome.
You talked about this pre-qualifying conversation before you enroll brand partners, and it's something that you've had to learn over time. But I was wondering if you could just share some of those things that you're looking for when you're interviewing or having that initial connect call.
It's like, even at this point in my career, I still see visions of greatness for the person, and I prepare myself to be disappointed. Okay. I prepare myself to be disappointed because you know what? The majority of people don't do this. I'm going to be real. The majority of people don't do anything. Okay. So, I say, where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And I said, be realistic, because this business is like any other business. It takes time. It takes effort. You're going to be disappointed. People are going to say this. They're going to say that. They're not going to follow through. And I'm looking for myself. I mean, with my nephew and his son, his friend, um, I said that you guys remind me a lot about myself when I was young. I mean, they have several businesses. They're above and beyond busy for a 23, 24-year-old, but I think that they have potential long term. I really do. Because they're not married. They're single, and they're all about entrepreneurship. So I look for people that, listen, I think we were all employees at one point. For people that you want to look for, people that are entrepreneurial minded, okay, that are on the right side of the cash flow quadrant. If you read Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant, understand that. People that are already thinking for themselves. They're not just slaving away, and you got to bring them to the other side of like, oh my God, this business could be great for you. Stop having those conversations, because the thing is, people got to see this and got to want it. I'd much rather work with someone that's beating my door down and like, get me on throughways all day and every day. Okay. So that was a long-winded answer. Hope I, mentioned some things that were helpful.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's short and sweet and to the point. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, Natalie, you're up.
Hi, I'm so glad I'm on this call. At the same time, I'm doing my Ayurvedic homework because I have an exam next week. So I'm multitasking, but I'm really glad Kev shared it on the group. To be honest with you, like, I'm going to come back full time next year. Right now, I'm completely off, but I'm still training my people. I face a lot of challenges. I'm a single mom of a 2-year-old, but I'm really glad I came into this call because, if everybody who's hearing this call, you should take the record and send it to everybody you know. Because if I have heard this call when I started, I probably have organized myself differently at the beginning. Because as Yan just said, like, you can get really disappointed really fast with a lot of people because a lot of people, you see their potential, but they don't see it necessarily. And they're investing their time in different spaces. And the only thing I can tell you is, even if I'm a single mom right now, and I am just only having calls with my brand partners that within the first year I train, just to make sure they keep going with their business properly. I'm super happy to receive the check at the end every 2 weeks or every week. My parents are like, hey, you had another check. So at the end of the day, if you like, what this call is giving me is like a lot of information that I need to restart. How I'm gonna restart my business when I'm putting my head everywhere and choosing everybody's potential, and instead just filter differently and make sure that. And my question to Yan was like, I know it's your stepson, but my question to everybody who's on the call, whatever, who's our parents, what do you guys do when you're challenged between parenting and your business? Like, what is the, I don't know. I think that's the first challenge.
Yeah. To be honest with you, when, I was 29 years old when I found out that I was going to be a dad, and, my income was nada. I wasn't really making that much money. And I just said, it's like God gave me that in order to really propel me to the next level. I had my son every other weekend, and I saw him on Wednesdays when he lived in New York City, and I was living in Westchester. So I wasn't a full-time dad, but I was always hustling though. I mean, I had a very big brokerage. I was getting phone calls from health food stores. I was taking orders, but I spent a lot of time with my son. Okay. My wife's son is with us every other week. And, we spent some cool time together. I mean, he's like 14 now. He's into his body, he's into his health, he's working out. I mean, we have our time. But listen, me personally, and I'm working on this, because my wife and we've been together for 7 years now, and I could be serial entrepreneur. I could be 24/7. I mean, like, it's just I'm addicted to network marketing. Okay, it's a good addiction, but then it has its drawbacks because when do you put the phone down? When do you stop? I mean, I'm not on Instagram bullshitting. Pardon my French. I'm on social media. Social media didn't exist when I got started, but family time is important. It's like, but life is so busy these days. But you know what? Single moms or moms that could start in network marketing. I mean, some of the biggest earners that I know in the industry were single moms. Okay. And like I said, this business is not easy, but it's worth it when you're making $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Okay. And you'll be able to support your child when and if you have child support. If you have child support, you don't have child support, whatever the dynamics are, it's the business is the ultimate equalizer to empowering a woman. She doesn't have to rely on other sources or even her job, because this business has the potential to make dreams happen. Okay, I've been in it long enough to know, whether you be an immigrant that just comes here, gets their papers and they build network marketing. I've heard stories of people. Okay, if you're determined to succeed in this business and quitting is not an option, this is my only way, you're going to become successful. Okay, and I got to tell you, I mean, when I lost that product line in December, I was devastated, because I that was like I loved on that company. 11 years I represented that company, but I knew that I always wanted to do network marketing. It just was the next best thing. And I still had child support to pay. I mean, Christopher had another like 8, 9, 10 years of child support. Okay. And I've never missed a month. I mean, I'm finished now. He's 22, paid for college with Purium. My son does not have debt. Okay. It was paid for with my income from Purium. And I'm really proud parent that, and I could get emotional, that the income from this business has enabled my wife and I to have a home in our home country, travel all over the world, and my son not have debt coming out of college. Okay, he has a clean slate. He's not going to be earning, whatever he's earning and paying the banks. So for me, this business is awesome. People could say whatever they want about it, but when you make a multiple six-figure yearly income, it comes with a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It comes with a lot of stuff. But when you arrive and you have this income stream, it is so awesome. And you know what? Everyone on this call, it's available to every one of you. Okay, every one of you. You're one person away from finding an Ian, a Joel, a Michelle Bursma, a Jody. You name it, they're out there, because we're in an economy right now that's very uncertain, and network marketing happens to be a place that you could earn an infinite amount of income, just as long as you really love on people, the right people, and you don't quit. Winners never quit and quitters never win. It's applicable to the sport that I was in. It's applicable to this business. Okay, you quit, you're taking yourself out of the game. That's it. So for me, I've been lucky enough to be in it for a long period of time, but guess what? The acronym for luck is laboring under correct knowledge to know that this is the right business model over a long period of time to pay me millions of dollars. Purium has paid me millions in commission. My first commission check in network marketing was $88. I still have a Xerox copy of it in 1996. Okay. And since then, I've earned a great deal of income from this business. So I want to inspire every one of you to make this the best Friday ever going into the new week we have with Purium, because Purium pays weekly and it pays monthly, and it's a beautiful thing. So that probably was a long-winded answer, big picture perspective, but God bless you and your families.
Thank you, Yan. Honestly, I just want to share a little 30 seconds. I know there's another question. I just want to say, everybody, I was in trauma last year, and what saved me was my Korean business. Because my son's dad tried to hit me 3 times, and we're not living together. And I did my taxes, and I was crying while I was doing my taxes because it was really complicated. But as a single mom who was going through trauma, I made $20,000 last year in my Korean business and my Ayurvedic business. So it means that half of my income came from my business, and it was the only way I could have 2 days per week to cry and to heal. So if you're going through a lot and you can't handle a normal job, and the only reason I'm going back to a part-time job is because I lost my other one-day job last year. It's the only reason, because I'm finishing school in 1 year. But I know that I'm planning everything this year in order for my business to become my full-time next year. So I wanted to share this because I hear your story, Yan, and I know it can be hard, but my sister told me, at least your son is looking at you achieving your dreams instead of crying over your fears or whatever.
That's right. That's right.
So,
I mean, the thing is, it's so worth it. I mean, almost 30 years later, it's so worth it. It's so worth it. I mean, I'm sitting in the car right now, but you know, I could do what I want when I want to do it. Okay, and my income's never going to suffer. I mean, you know, the traveling that we've done on multiple levels. But the thing is, you know, the time you have on planet Earth and the way you want to spend that time is the gold. It's not the other stuff. So congratulations to you. Keep going.
We've got one last question, and we're going to have to make it quick. We're almost up at the hour, but Tal, I'm going to unmute you.
Hi. Oh my gosh, Ian. Seriously, man, I could listen to you for hours. Looking forward to meeting you one day soon. I wanted to ask you, you know, you talk a lot about the business of you know, growing the business and adding into those brand partners and growing those legs and such. I just wanted to know, like, what is the languaging that you're using when you first speak with someone? Are you automatically leading with the health, you know, the lifestyle, or are you automatically leading with the business opportunity?
Right, that's a great question. I mean, for me, you know, health is my passion. But I'm also a businessman. I'm also, you know, really into economics, and I'm into residual income. But, and my wife knows this, I mean, most of my conversations start out, you know, from the health standpoint. Are you open to taking your health, fitness, and income to the next level? And then based on those, you know, the way they answer that question, it will help me segue into how I could, you know, get into this conversation with them. It's really asking the questions which controls the conversation, learning about what the person's needs and goals are. But yeah, I've had conversations, you know, leading with the business. You know, if I could show you a business that makes complete sense, where you could own your time and you could earn an infinite amount of income, you know, would you sit down with me for you know, 30 minutes, and I could share with you more about it? I mean, I got so many different pitches coming off my tongue because I've been doing this for years, and I just practice on people. There's an unlimited amount of people out there. Just practice and have conversations. It leads to opportunity. It could lead to really big opportunities. I mean, look, Joel met Eric Misch at Corner Cafe. I mean, that's added millions and millions of BV to my organization over 10 years. Think about it. One conversation. Joel is actually better than me in having conversations. So when you find someone that's better at having conversations, that's when big things happen. Okay, but we're a health-oriented company. I like leading with the health because everyone needs health, right? So, yeah.
Ian, thank you so much. We appreciate it. We've got 1 minute left. So do you have any closing things you want to say before I pass it back to Stephanie?
Oh, wow. I said a mouthful today, and I was very, very moved by this call today. There's a lot of things swirling, you know, inside me. And the thing is, every day, I'm very passionate about working my why and being of service and helping people. I mean, plugging into these two young men, I see myself in them. That's 30 years ago, Ian. Okay. And I want them to be free and successful. They already are on their way to success, but I'm just really passionate about, you know, helping all of you reach your goals. Okay. Because sometimes you got to say shut up to what's going on between your two ears. If it's not positive and it's not going to move your life and your business forward, say shut up and, go talk to the next person that hopefully will say yes to what we have to offer. Okay. If it's to be, it's up to me. Some of you may have heard me say that at convention years ago, if you've been in the company long enough, but it's true. If it's to be, it's up to you. Okay. No one is going to do this for you. And opportunity is created by having lots of conversations. Okay. But the winning conversation is with yourself.
Brilliant. Awesome. Thank you so much, Ian. Thank you so much, Jody. So much gold was dropped today. Show Ian some love in the chat. Oh my goodness. Thank you for saying yes all those years ago, Ian. Look what it's created for all of us. So, all right, Million Mom Movement community, go out there and
take care, everybody.
Hey, I didn't catch that. Sorry. Go out there and share what you've heard today. Share what you have received. Go live. Do a post wherever you're feeling that inspiration. Share that. Okay. This is how this business works. We receive good info. We share it with our team. We share it with our social networks in all the ways, right? Stories, posts, etc. All right, next week, in service to it being the month of May, we are going to be doing a special presentation all about nourishing the moms. So join us next Friday. Come hear the ways in which we care for ourselves to keep doing all the things that we do for our families and our communities and our teams. And then we want to hear from you. What are the ways that you are looking after yourself? Because here's what I know. When we circle up, when we gather, we inspire each other. So tribute to the moms next week. Please join us. So much love. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.